What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I just wanted to quickly talk about the SPS staking APR and the full amount of benefits that you get from it, because it's not quite captured everywhere. For example, if you go to the main Splinterlands site, you can see here that it's saying 16.43% APR, which is supposed to include SPS and vouchers. But I don't think I'm not sure why this seems off. But I'm going to go with Peak Monsters. They tend to be a little bit more up to date sometimes, and they have a nicer breakdown here. So at the very base level, you stake your SPS. What do you get in game? Well, you get SPS. 11% return in terms of SPS, and then a 2.49% return from vouchers. So the 11% is somewhat static. It's decreasing over time slowly, but the amount of SPS you get is consistent, right? It doesn't really matter what the price of SPS is. SPS could be 2 cents, SPS could be $1. You're still going to get that same amount. Whereas the 2.49% on vouchers is with vouchers at roughly 4 cents, a little bit over 4 cents right now, according to Hive Engine. So, that right there is anywhere from 13.5, maybe we'll call it like 14% if you want to round up or round down, whatever it is that you want to call it. If I go over to Splinter Cards now, you can see here that this includes the GLX, and this is giving you an APR of 20%. So GLX is giving you roughly 7 to 8%. Again, right? Like a lot of this stuff is moving around very dramatically, just because very dynamically, I should say, just because the prices of GLX and the prices of vouchers are changing. So at the current time, with GLX at about a penny, you're getting a 7% return on that. And so, so where are we at right now? 20%, including those. Now, the additional yield that you can get is through renting out your SPS, because you still get all of the benefits of staking, right? You get the SPS, you get the vouchers, you get the GLX airdrop, but if you choose that you don't really want to play the game, you could just rent your SPS out right now. And it is renting out in two places. You can use the main Splinterlands game, which is a bid system, and I don't have experience with this, but I just wanted to show it. Xbot created actually the first SPS rental market, and right now they're showing an average of 10%. I calculated the Splinterlands one, which is 0.008 DEC per SPS per day, right? And that comes to about 12-ish percent. So you can add an additional 10 to 12% onto the yield here. So where does that get us? Well, I would say anywhere between 30 to 32% to be safe. Now, granted, it all depends. The dynamic things in here are the GLX price, the voucher price, and then, of course, the going rate for what SPS is. And I think you rent that out with a 7-day delegation minimum, right? So it's not like something that's going to dynamically change all the time. You'll get a payment, and then you get to update as you go along. So 30%, well, how does that rank against some of the other options in terms of putting your capital? Well, I want to just go ahead and take a look at the liquidity pools, because for the first time, I would actually say that it's somewhat competitive. Now, of course, I'm not going to compare it to the DEC BUSD, anything with DEC in it. I'm really just looking at the SPS BNB, SPS ETH, and then SPS Hive. And so, or I guess we can include SPS DEC as well. So BNB is obviously higher up. It seems like there's not as much liquidity in there right now. And so you can get a 50% return. But the Ethereum, right, is 42%, so it's about 10% more. The Swap.Hive is at 39%, and then SPS DEC is at 27%. So that's actually lower than the amount that you get. Now, here's the thing. You're paid out in SPS. So if you're looking for more SPS, right, if you want all of your rewards paid out in SPS, you don't care about vouchers, you don't care about GLX, you don't care about getting additional DEC through renting out your rewards, well, maybe you go this route. But then keep in mind, and I'm not going to get into it too much here, but make sure you do your own research. There is impermanent loss risk, right? So there's pros and cons to both. If you just want to do SPS, set it, forget it, you could probably set something up on the Xbot rental market so that you don't really need to touch it and come in every 7 days. But there's also the ability to set it and forget it here with the liquidity pools, right? You'd have to go in probably every so often, claim it, and then restake it. Or the thing that I hate the most is like actually sell SPS for the other asset in order to compound your gains, or you could just take them and do whatever you want with them, I suppose. So I like the fact that the APR for staking SPS has gotten significantly higher than where it was. Obviously, the GLX airdrop at the end of last year added more. Now the ability to rent out your SPS has a lot of value as well. And if we do get the Arcade Colony airdrop at some point, which was teased, right? And I have no idea where that project is. The team hasn't mentioned it in a very long time. It was just talked about, a while back. So I'm assuming or hoping that this will be like a second half of the year, maybe late second half of the year type of thing after land. Maybe it ends up being a 2024 thing. Who knows? But at this point in time, I just like the fact that staking SPS is getting somewhat more competitive with some of the other options out there. And I did want to compare one more. If we can go over to the licenses, SPS node licenses. So if you were to buy it at $5,000, which is kind of crazy because that's not what they're going for right now, you could get a 10% return, assuming that you pay the cheapest, I guess the cheapest amount overall. So you get 22.16 SPS per day, and roughly 4 vouchers. I would say that this is probably not the best area. If I just look at my spreadsheet here, sorry, I'm looking off screen, but the most recent thing that I had, just to share with you guys where the number's at. If you look at the floor price being at around $700, which is where it's at right now, floor price, it's giving you about a 33% return. So SPS staking is now somewhat in line. If you were to buy a node license off the secondary market and then stake it, it'll give you roughly the same return, about 33% versus the 30 to 32%. So I just like the fact that people are being incentivized to stake their SPS now. I think it's a really good sign because not only that, maybe you don't care about the extra 10% yield of renting out your SPS, but you do need it in game in order to earn rewards. And that is probably one of the biggest utilities that we've seen added to the token throughout its lifetime. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Has this changed your investing strategy? Again, this is not investing advice or financial advice. This is not an investing channel, but I'm just curious how you are deploying your capital around the area now that SPS has actually become a little bit more competitive overall compared to the other options in the ecosystem. And like I said, at the end of the day, the best benefit for staking SPS is the fact that you can play at higher leagues with a higher multiplier. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.